Welcome back to George Music for All Four Seasons. And today we're going to just pay a little tribute to a very important band member of the Four Seasons who would have celebrated a birthday yesterday. Mr. Nick Massi, who was born on September 19th, 1927. Sadly passed away Christmas Eve of 2000 at the age of 73. But again, just a little tribute. Wanted to share with you some of the signed items I have from Nick Massi, which a lot of you may have seen before in other videos I've posted. But these are signed by him, and I'd like to just share them again. So let's just take a look here. On the Dawn Go Away album, this is the only album where Nick Massi sang lead, which was on a song called Don't Let Go. And it's a great sounding, a real fast-paced rock and roll type song. Really good. If you haven't heard it, give it a spin. But on the back of this album, Nick Massi signed here to Sandy, Love Always, The Four Seasons. Frankie and Tommy also signed. It's a little faint there. In fact, on the front, Bob also signed, but it's very, very faint. So not sure if you can make that out. What I've heard in interviews from Nick Massi's son is that Ragdoll was his favorite song. And autographed sleeve here by Tommy DeVito. And in the back, it was autographed by Frankie Valli, Bob, and Best Wishes, The Four Seasons, Nicky. So very, very proud to have this in my collection as it's signed by all Four Seasons. And this was a #1 hit back in the summer of 1964, which just celebrated its 60th anniversary last month of being #1 on the charts, I believe for 3 weeks. Then I have their first single titled Sherry, which this month makes it 62 years ago that Sherry shot to the #1 chart position and remained there for 5 straight weeks. This would be the second week, 62 years ago, that it's at the #1 chart position. And as you can see, right here, I had my little pointer, but anyway, it's signed to June, Best Wishes, Always, The Four Seasons, Tommy, Bobby, Frankie, and Nicky right there. So we have that there. Then I have the Big Girls Don't Cry album, and this was signed early on by all Four Seasons: Nicky, Frankie, Bob, and Tommy. Nick Massi, Frankie Valli, Bob Gaudio, and Tommy DeVito. So this is a very, very prized piece in my collection. And again, paying our tribute to Mr. Nick Massi, who signed there, Nicky. One more item here I'd like to share with you. And this I purchased from the original individual who attended this concert back in July of it's July 25th, 1963 at the WGRW Show of Shows in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This lucky person met the Four Seasons after the show, and they each signed the card. States Best Wishes, The Four Seasons. This up here was signed by Nick Massi. He also autographed the card there, as well as Tommy, Bob, and Frankie. And this came from the Four Seasons fan club. Very, very nice piece there. And from that concert, I happen to have the original ticket stub. But what makes this special is it's signed in the back by Nick Massi. Best Wishes, The Four Seasons, Nicky. So again, just paying tribute to Nick Massi, original Four Seasons band member who was their vocal arranger. He did write, as far as I know, one song, Living Just For You, that appeared on an album titled The Four Seasons Entertain You, from, I believe, 1965. Beautiful, beautiful ballad. But he was their vocal arranger. He was their bass guitar player in the band. And he started out with the Four Seasons and abruptly left in 1965, I believe late 1965. And you hear different stories as to why he left. A lot of it had to do with the traveling. He had a very young family at the time. But to leave a band as big as the Four Seasons were in the mid-60s, that had to be tough. I mean, again, here on the American side of things, we had what? The Beach Boys, the Four Seasons. Yeah, there were other singing groups, but actual bands, you know, played their instruments, wrote their own material. I believe it was just Beach Boys and Four Seasons during the early and mid part of the 1960s. But anyway, Nick Massi, rest in peace. Happy heavenly birthday, which was yesterday, September 19th. So I hope you enjoyed this information. And in closing, we'll hear a few words from Nick Massi in a radio interview I have. It's just maybe about a minute long. But again, if you liked the video, thumbs up, questions, comments. If I made any mistakes in anything that I stated about the band, please feel free to correct me in the comments. I welcome it. So take care, and thanks for watching. Be well. Bye.
When Dick Clark played it, he said, "This is a giant," you know. Mm-hmm. So we were already doing different things, you know. Sherry was just a side thing we did. Mm-hmm. And Silence is Golden, Connie O, and I Cried Before, right?
Right.
They were all different type songs. So Sherry became a hit. We put I Cried Before behind it, flip side. Mm-hmm. And we worked on that sound. He wrote Big Girls Don't Cry. We had it like in 1 hour. We'd go in the bathroom, sing this part, sing that part.
Really?
Yeah, we were working at the time, so we had to sing in the bathroom. Men's room.
You know how many groups have come up here and said, you know, they rehearsed it right in the studio, or they had some songs and they wanted another side, and some guy went out in the alley and wrote his song. I mean, the Four Seasons had that happen too?
You can do that. Anybody can do that. If you're big enough...
Nick, you can do it.
No, wait.
Don't say anybody can do it.
Well, I didn't finish. If you're big enough in the business,
yeah.
You know, it's just like if you were in a smash play and you could go in the back room and write a play, you know what I mean? Uh-huh. For one scene at least.
I think you still have to,
is different.
you still have to have the ability to